Evan Halley was not the kind of man who liked being late, but today everything was going wrong. The spaceport on Orion Station was louder and more crowded than usual. Ships were landing every 2 minutes. Lights flashed across the ceiling as announcements called out delays, emergencies, and crew changes. Evan pushed through the crowd with his travel bag hitting his side with every step. His heart was racing. He checked the holoscreen in his hand again. Dock 49, transport ship Helios. Departure in 3 minutes. He groaned. Why today of all days? Evan had been on Orion Station for only a week, repairing mining drones. He was tired, hungry, and just wanted to get home. He moved faster, almost running now. The spaceport floor vibrated under his boots as a huge ship lifted off somewhere nearby. The shockwave made him stumble, but he did not stop. He could not miss his ship. When he reached Dock 49, he saw a long, narrow star cruiser resting on silent landing rails. The boarding lights were glowing green, signaling passengers to enter. The door was open. People were not around, which surprised him, but he did not think too much. Maybe I'm the last one, he muttered. Without waiting, he stepped inside. The moment he crossed the door, everything felt wrong. The lights were dim, soft purple instead of bright white. The air smelled different, sweet, cool, almost like flowers. The floor under his boots was smooth metal, warmer than he expected. The hallway ahead was silent, completely silent, as if the ship were sleeping. Evan frowned. Hello. No answer. He walked forward cautiously. The doors behind him slid shut with a hiss. He wasn't worried yet, but his chest tightened a little. Maybe they're doing pre-launch checks, he told himself, though he didn't sound convinced. As he moved deeper into the ship, the lights brightened slowly, following his steps. Like the ship was watching him. A strange feeling crawled up his spine. He stopped and checked the holoscreen again. Helios Transport, Dock 49. This was Dock 49, so this had to be the right ship, right? But something still felt off. Then he noticed something important. There were no seats, no cargo racks, no crew desks. The interior layout looked nothing like a human transport ship. The walls were covered in smooth black metal that looked almost alive. Symbols he didn't understand glowed faintly near the ceiling, shifting slowly like moving ink. Evan swallowed hard. That's not standard human design. He turned around to leave, but the doorway was gone. The wall behind him had sealed up completely, smooth metal with no seam. He stepped back in fear. What the? Hey! Open the door! The ship did not respond. For the first time, real fear hit him. He was trapped inside a ship that did not belong to humans. His breathing grew faster. He tried tapping the wall, pushing on it, but it was warm and unmovable, like solid stone. Suddenly, a soft voice filled the hallway. Human detected. Please remain still. Evan froze. His heart nearly stopped. The voice was calm, feminine, but not human. It echoed lightly as if coming from inside the walls. He looked around wildly. Who's there? Show yourself. The voice repeated. Do not be afraid. You are safe aboard the star cruiser Lumeria. Evan blinked. Lumeria? This isn't the Helios. This is the wrong ship. His stomach dropped. He backed away as the lights shifted again, turning a warm blue. The ship felt alive, responding to his fear. I need to get off. Open the exit. He demanded. Silence. Then soft footsteps echoed from the far end of the corridor, slow, confident, approaching. Evan's heart hammered. He could not see anyone yet, but he felt the presence of something. Or someone. The footsteps grew louder. Then he saw them, 3 tall figures walking toward him, their silhouettes smooth and elegant. Their hair seemed to glow, their skin reflecting the purple light of the ship. Their eyes shined like stars in the distance. They were women. But not human women. One of them stepped forward. Her voice matched the ship's calm tone. "You should not have entered this vessel, human. But now that you are here, you cannot leave." Evan stumbled back, breath hitched. "Well, why? Who are you?" The alien woman tilted her head slightly, almost curious. "We are the Sisters of Lumeria, and you have entered our cruiser by fate." Her glowing eyes fixed on him. "You belong to us now." The ship hummed around him, sealing his fate as fear wrapped tightly around his chest. Evan stood frozen as the three alien women approached him with slow, graceful steps. Their movements were silent, almost floating. Each one looked different, yet all shared that strange, glowing presence, smooth skin like polished silver, bright eyes shining like distant stars, and long hair that shimmered as if made of light. The leader stopped only a few steps from him. Her eyes glowed a deep violet, steady and unblinking. "Human," she said softly, "you are safe. Do not fear us." But Evan did fear them. Every instinct told him to run, but there was nowhere to run to. The walls had sealed him inside. The ship felt alive around him, humming gently, like a quiet heartbeat. He forced himself to speak. I entered by mistake. I need to leave. Please open the door." The alien leader studied him for a long moment. Her expression was calm, unreadable. "My name is Lyra," she said. "I command this cruiser, and you cannot leave." Evan's chest tightened. "Why not? I don't even know who you are." Lyra exchanged a brief glance with the two women beside her, as if silently agreeing on something. Then she stepped closer. "You entered our ship. That choice has meaning." Evan shook his head quickly. "It wasn't a choice. It was a mistake. I thought this was my transport." One of the other women finally spoke. Her voice was lighter, almost curious. "Humans are always rushing, always making mistakes. But this mistake may be important." Evan backed away until his shoulders hit the warm metal wall. "What are you talking about? Important how?" Lyra raised her hand, and the wall beside them shifted, forming a smooth doorway. With a gentle gesture she said, "Come, we will explain." Evan didn't want to go anywhere with them, but staying alone was worse. He swallowed his fear and followed. The new room they entered was wide and circular, glowing softly with silver light. Strange symbols hovered in the air like floating holograms. The floor pulsed underfoot as if reacting to their presence. Lyra turned toward him. "Our people are called the Lemurians. We travel through the deep stars, searching for something precious. Something lost." Evan frowned. "What does that have to do with me?" Lyra stepped close enough that he could see tiny star-like patterns on her skin. "Humans are rare in this part of the galaxy. We have not seen one in many years." The second woman leaned in slightly, eyes bright with curiosity. "We believed humans were extinct beyond your home system." Evan blinked. "Extinct? No, there are billions of us." The third woman, who had remained silent until now, spoke quietly. "Not anymore." Evan stared at her. "What do you mean, not anymore? What happened?" They didn't answer. Instead, Lyra touched the center of the room, and the floor lit up. A holographic image appeared, an entire star system burning under bright red light. Explosions, ships destroyed, planets cracking. Evan stared in horror. "Is that Earth?" Lyra lowered her eyes. "Your world still exists, but others like it have fallen. Humans who left your system were hunted." Evan felt dizzy. "Hunted? By who?" Lyra hesitated, then said the name quietly, as if the word itself carried fear. "The Rylox." The room dimmed. Evan rubbed his forehead. "I don't understand. What do the Rylox have to do with me being stuck here?" Lyra's glowing eyes locked onto his. "The Rylox believe humans carry something powerful in their biology. Something they want. Something they will destroy the galaxy to obtain. Evan's voice broke. Me? Lyra nodded once. Yes, if they detect you, they will come. And they will kill any who protect you. Evan felt the weight of that truth crush down on him. So you're keeping me here for my safety? Lyra studied him carefully. For your safety. For ours. And for many worlds that still survive. But I didn't ask for that. He shouted. The third woman stepped forward, eyes soft. We know. But fate doesn't ask. Evan sank onto a low bench, overwhelmed. His mind raced with questions about home, about these alien women, about the galaxy he never knew was dying. Lyra knelt in front of him. You are not our prisoner, Evan, but you are too important to release. He looked up slowly. Important how? What can I possibly do? Lyra's expression changed, something between hope and fear. There is something inside humans. Something the Rylocs cannot create. You may hold the key to stopping their empire. Evan's heart pounded. I'm just an engineer. I fix robots. A nobody. Lyra shook her head. To us, you are not nobody. Not anymore. The ship dimmed as if agreeing with her. Evan realized then, his life would never return to normal. He wasn't just lost on the wrong ship. He was now part of something much bigger. And the alien women were not letting him go. Evan sat quietly in the glowing chamber long after Lyra finished speaking. The Lumerian cruiser hummed softly around him, as if aware of his thoughts. He still could not accept it. These alien women believed he was important. Him, a simple engineer, who fixed broken mining drones. The idea felt ridiculous, but the fear in their voices was not fake. The burning hologram of destroyed worlds still burned in his mind. Finally, Evan looked up at Lyra. I need answers. Real answers. Not stories. Lyra nodded gently. Then you will have them. She motioned for him to follow. The three women guided him deeper into the ship. The hallways curved smoothly like flowing rivers of metal. Every door opened as they approached and closed silently behind them. Evan felt watched, not in a threatening way, but in a curious way. As if the ship itself was studying him. After a long walk, they reached a room that looked like a laboratory, but not a human one. Soft blue mist drifted around the floor. Strange devices floated in the air, spinning slowly without any support. The third woman, tall, quiet, with bright silver eyes, spoke softly for the first time since earlier. My name is Cerise. I study life forms, and you are unlike anything we expected. Evan forced a laugh. I'm just a normal human. Nothing special. Cerise stepped closer, her head tilting like she was examining a rare treasure. Your cells say otherwise. Evan blinked. My, what? Cerise touched a floating screen, and an image of his DNA appeared, twisting strands glowing with faint golden energy. Evan stared. That can't be right. Humans don't glow. Most do not, Cerise said calmly. But you do. And we do not know why. Evan's stomach dropped. So you ran tests on me? Lyra stepped forward quickly. Only a scan, non-invasive. You were not harmed. Evan sighed. This just keeps getting better. The second woman, a softer-looking alien named Kayla, spoke gently. We are not trying to frighten you, Evan, but you must understand why we cannot let you go. Evan crossed his arms. Because of my glowing DNA? Kayla shook her head. Because the Rylocs will sense it. They search for this exact signature. They believe it unlocks something ancient. Something powerful. Evan felt a cold wave pass through him. So they're hunting. And me? Cerise nodded slowly. Not just you. Any human with this signature. But today, you are the only one we have found. Evan sat on a nearby platform, overwhelmed. This is insane. I'm not some chosen one. I'm not a soldier or a hero. I fix machines. Lyra stepped close and placed a hand near him, not touching, but offering presence. Machines can save worlds too. And sometimes the smallest person becomes the turning point of history. Her voice was calm, but Evan saw something else in her glowing eyes: fear. These alien women were powerful, confident, intelligent, yet afraid. Afraid of losing him. Afraid of what hunted him. A strange silence fell over the room. Kayla broke it first. "You should know something else, Evan." She hesitated, as if searching for the right words. "Your arrival here may not be a mistake." Evan looked up sharply. "What do you mean?" "I walked into the wrong ship." Cerise studied the DNA screen. "The Lumerian cruiser reacts to fate. It opens only to those who are meant to enter. The door should not have allowed you inside." Evan frowned. "So the ship let me in. On purpose?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, and that is why we believe your path is tied to ours." Evan laughed weakly. "No way. I don't believe in destiny." "Many humans do not," Kayla said, "but the stars do." The room fell silent again, but the tension was thicker now. Evan stood and paced the room. "What happens now? You keep me here forever?" "That's not a plan. That's kidnapping." Lyra met his eyes steadily. "We do not wish to imprison you. But if you leave, the Rylocs will find you. They will kill you, and use what is inside you to destroy others." Evan felt his throat tighten. "So I'm not your prisoner. But I can't go home either." Cerise lowered her gaze. "That is the truth." Evan clenched his fists. "This isn't fair. I didn't choose any of this." Lyra stepped closer, her voice softening. "We know, and we will help you understand your power, whatever it may be. But until then, Evan." Her glowing violet eyes held his with quiet intensity. "You must stay with us. For your safety. For ours. And for the galaxy." Evan looked around the room. 3 powerful alien women, a living starship, a galaxy at war. All connected to him. He felt smaller than ever. And yet, for the first time, he also felt something else: a strange pull. A silent promise. A future he never asked for, but could no longer escape. Evan did not sleep that night. Not that he could tell night from day inside a living alien starship. The Lumerian cruiser had no clocks, no windows, only soft glowing walls that changed color as if breathing. Every time he closed his eyes, images returned. Burning planets, Ryloc ships, strange glowing DNA inside him. He wasn't built for this. He was an engineer, not a chosen hero. But now he was caught in the middle of a galactic nightmare. He left the small room they gave him, its walls humming gently like a lullaby he couldn't enjoy. The hallway lights brightened automatically as he stepped out, following him like silent guardians. The ship felt alive. Too alive. "I need air," he whispered. Of course, the ship didn't have air vents or human-style controls. But it responded anyway. The hall widened, revealing a larger corridor he hadn't seen before. Curiosity pushed him forward. After several turns, he found a door that looked different from the others, tall, silver, and covered in glowing symbols he hadn't seen before. They pulsed slowly, matching the beat of his heart. "That's weird," Evan muttered. As he came closer, the symbols brightened, reacting to his presence. The door slid open on its own. Evan hesitated. Should I be doing this? But fear and curiosity had already grabbed his feet. He stepped inside. The room was massive, far bigger than anything he had seen on the cruiser. The air was cold, and faint mist floated around the floor. At the center of the chamber was a large circular platform surrounded by floating screens and star maps. Trails of light connected galaxies like glowing threads. Evan stepped closer, eyes widening. "Are these maps of the entire galaxy?" No one answered. The chamber felt abandoned, like a quiet secret. A map projection sparked to life as he approached, reacting to his presence. Lines of light shot across the room, connecting systems, planets, and clusters. 3 systems glowed red. A 4th, the brightest, glowed gold. Evan frowned. Wait, that golden one. That's the Sol system. Earth. His home. He reached out but didn't touch anything. His voice grew soft. I wonder how far I am from home. The star map suddenly zoomed in without him pressing anything. Earth appeared as a bright blue sphere, spinning slowly. But next to it was a symbol, a mark like a warning sign. Evan felt it chill. What does that mean? Before he could study it more, he heard footsteps behind him. He froze. Lyra's voice echoed gently. You should not be here alone, Evan. He turned slowly. Lyra stood with her arms crossed, her glowing eyes softer than earlier but still sharp. Kayla and Cerise entered behind her, both looking concerned. I wasn't trying to cause trouble, Evan said quickly. I just needed to think. Lyra walked closer, her expression unreadable. This chamber is our navigation core. Only commanders may enter. Well, the door opened for me. I didn't break anything. Cerise stepped forward, analyzing the glowing symbols. The ship recognizes you, she said. More than we expected. Evan frowned. What do you mean more than expected? The ship likes me? That's weird. It is not like, Kayla said softly. It is connection. Evan rubbed his forehead. Look, I don't want to be connected to anything. I want to understand what all this is. He pointed at the star map. Why is my home marked like a target? The women exchanged troubled glances. Lyra finally answered. The Rylocks are drawing closer to your system. They search for humans beyond their borders. They believe the source of your genetic signature originated there. Evan's breath caught. So Earth is in danger too? Kayla nodded. It has been for a long time. Your people simply did not know. Evan felt his knees weaken. He sat slowly on the platform. My family. Everyone I know. They're in danger because of something I didn't even know I had. Cerise kneeled beside him. You did not cause this. But you can help stop it. Evan shook his head. I'm not a hero. I'm not even brave. I'm scared out of my mind right now. Lyra stood tall before him. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward despite fear. Evan looked up at her. Easy for you to say. You're a glowing alien warrior. A small smile touched her lips. Even glowing alien warriors feel fear. Silence filled the chamber for a moment. Then the star map shifted again, this time without Evan moving. A red line began stretching across space, connecting distant systems. Moving toward the Golden Sol system, Cerise gasped. They have found the direction. The Rylocks are tracking the energy signature. Lyra turned sharply to Evan. You being here may have triggered new readings. They will come faster now. Evan's heart hammered. So I did make things worse. Kayla shook her head firmly. Not worse, clearer. Lyra softened her voice. Now we know how little time we have left. Evan looked at the star map, his home glowing like a small fragile light in a dark galaxy. He whispered, What are we going to do? Lyra answered with steady resolve, We prepare, Evan, and we protect you. Because you are the key. Whether you want to be or not. Evan could not stop thinking about the star map he had seen, the red lines moving toward Earth, the bright warning symbol, the fear in the Lumerian women's eyes. Every piece of information pressed heavily on his mind. By the time he returned to his room, his thoughts were a storm. He paced in circles, running his hands through his hair. Why me? Why does everything link back to me? The room lights dimmed softly, as if the ship sensed his distress. But Evan barely noticed. He was thinking about escape, not because he wanted freedom, but because he didn't want to bring danger to these women who were strangely trying to protect him. He sat on the bed, head in his hands. If I stay, I put them in danger. If I leave, I die. Great choices. A soft knock echoed at the door. The Lumerian doors didn't need knocking since they opened automatically. It was a polite gesture, not a real request. Lyra entered quietly, her steps gentle, her eyes glowing faint violet. "You are troubled," she said softly. Evan let out a weak laugh. "That obvious, huh?" Lyra sat across from him, not too close, giving him space. "We did not expect you to accept this easily. No human would." Evan met her eyes. "I don't understand why you care so much. You barely know me." Lyra tilted her head. "We do not need time to know someone's importance. The galaxy shows us in its own way." He rubbed his face. "That sounds nice, but it doesn't help me feel less scared." Lyra was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Fear is not weakness. You live in truth, even when it hurts." Evan sighed. I don't know if I can trust you." Lyra nodded slowly. "And we do not expect instant trust. Trust is earned." She stood up. "You may walk freely around the ship, Evan. No guard will stop you." Evan blinked. "What? Why would you allow that?" "Because you must decide on your own whether you stay with us or attempt escape." His heart jumped. "Escape? You'd let me?" Lyra's eyes softened. "If you truly choose to leave, we will not harm you." Evan stood quickly. "But if I go, the Rylox will find me." Lyra nodded. "Yes, your choice is dangerous. Either path brings risk." Evan stared at her. "You're giving me a choice. That could destroy you too." Lyra smiled gently. "Freedom is not real if we do not allow the choice to be made. Even if it hurts us." Her words hit him deeply. Before he could respond, Kayla entered the room with a handheld device glowing soft white. "Evan," she said with gentle warmth, "I want to show you something." She led him to a nearby observation chamber, one of the few rooms with a view of space. The wall opened to reveal a wide, clear panel. Stars stretched endlessly in every direction, glowing brighter than anything Evan had ever seen. Kayla pointed. "Out there, the galaxy changes. Worlds fall. Others rise. And sometimes, one life becomes the center of great change." Evan stared at the stars. "I don't want to be the center of anything." Kayla smiled sadly. "Neither did Lyra, but here she is, protecting the last pieces of hope for our people." Evan looked at Kayla. "You all trust each other so much. And I'm just the outsider." Kayla shook her head. "No, you are part of this ship now." He stepped back. "I don't know if I want that." The door behind them opened again. Cerise entered holding a glowing blue crystal. "Evan," she said, "I need to show you something important." She handed him the crystal. It pulsed softly in his hand, warm and strangely comforting. "This crystal holds the energy signature of the Rylox," Cerise explained. "Touch it, and your inner power reacts." Evan hesitated, then closed his hand around it. Immediately, golden light flickered under his skin. Kayla gasped. "It is stronger than before." Evan dropped the crystal quickly. I don't want this. I didn't ask for this." Cerise stepped closer, her voice gentle yet firm. "You cannot change what you are, Evan, but you can choose what to do with it." Evan stared at the glowing crystal on the floor, then at the alien women around him. They weren't his enemies. They weren't jailers. They were scared, desperate, and hoping he could help, but still. A dark thought crept into his mind. What if they were wrong about him? What if he wasn't special at all? What if he just caused more danger by staying? He looked up, conflicted. "I need time," he said quietly. Lyra nodded. "Then take all the time you need. But remember, whatever you choose, we will stand by your side." Evan felt his chest tighten. He didn't know if he deserved their trust. He didn't know if he could trust them back. More importantly, He didn't know how much time he had left before the Rylox arrived. Evan barely slept, and when he did, he dreamed of burning stars, screaming planets, and eyes that glowed red like fire. When he woke, his hands were trembling. The glowing crystal from earlier replayed in his mind, how his skin lit up gold, how the alien women reacted with fear and awe. He didn't feel powerful. He felt lost. Why does everything point back to me? He whispered. The ship hummed softly, almost as if it wanted to comfort him. But it didn't help. He needed answers, real ones. Not gentle explanations. Not comforting words. He needed the truth. Later that day, if it even was day, Lyra asked him to join her in a quiet chamber near the center of the ship. The walls were darker here, the lighting dimmer, as if hiding secrets. Kayla and Cerise waited inside, standing around a small device floating above a glowing platform. It glimmered with soft yellow light, gently spinning. Evan frowned. "What's this?" Lyra stepped forward. Her eyes no longer showed calm curiosity, they showed worry. Deep worry. "Evan," she said quietly, "we have not told you the full truth." Evan crossed his arms. "Why am I not surprised?" Kayla lowered her head. "We kept it from you because we feared how you would react." Evan's heart began to race. "Just tell me." Lyra took a breath. "Your glowing DNA is not the only reason the Rylox hunt you." He stared at her, confused. "What else is there?" Cerise touched the spinning device. It projected a hologram of golden energy, wild, bright, crackling like lightning. "This," Cerise said, "is something only humans carry. Something ancient. Something dangerous." Evan swallowed hard. "What is it?" Lyra stepped beside him. Her voice lowered to a whisper. "Inside every human, there is a dormant energy. A type of star power. Long ago, your ancestors were connected to the heart of a dying star. That star left a mark, a spark, inside your species." Evan blinked in shock. "Star? Power? That sounds like myth." Kayla shook her head. "It is very real. Humans rarely activate it, but when they do, it can reshape worlds." Evan took a step back, overwhelmed. "I don't have any star power. I'm normal." Cerise met his eyes. "Evan, the reason your DNA glowed stronger than any human we've ever scanned is because your spark is awake." That sentence hit him like a punch. "No," Evan whispered. "That's impossible. I don't feel anything." Lyra raised her hand gently. "You do. You felt it when you held the crystal. You feel it when you are afraid. When you are angry." A memory struck him, the navigation core, the map reacting to him, the lights shifting around him, the heat in his chest when he panicked. Evan shook his head violently. "I didn't do that. The ship did it." Lyra sighed softly. "The ship responds to star energy. It opened for you. It follows you. It protects you." Evan's breath quickened as panic rose. "So, I'm dangerous?" Kayla stepped forward quickly. "No, you are not dangerous. You are rare. You are powerful. And you are needed." Evan backed away from them, hands trembling. "You keep saying I'm important. You say I'm rare. But what if I can't control this? What if I hurt someone?" Cerise moved slowly, her tone calm. "That is why we will teach you. You are not alone." Evan looked at each of them, 3 alien women risking their mission, their safety, maybe even their lives. For him, a lump formed in his throat. "Then tell me the real reason you won't let me go. No secrets. No half-truths." Lyra took a deep breath, and finally told him everything. The Rylox once tried to create star energy on their own. They failed. Their experiments destroyed half their species. Now they hunt the only living beings who carry the spark, humans. Evan felt cold all over. Kayla continued softly. If they capture even one human with an active spark, they can copy it. And if they copy it, they can ignite stars. They can destroy entire systems with a thought. Cerise added, the spark is creation or destruction. In the wrong hands, it ends galaxies. Evan whispered, so if they get me, they win. Lyra nodded sadly. Yes, that is the real reason we cannot let you go. Not because we want to keep you. Her voice broke for the first time, soft and emotional. But because losing you would end everything. The chamber fell silent. Evan felt dizzy, his mind spinning. He was no longer just unlucky or kidnapped. He was a target. A weapon. A key. A threat. Everything he never wanted to be. He sank to the floor, shaking. I didn't ask for this. I don't want any of this. Lyra knelt beside him and placed a gentle hand near his shoulder close, but not touching unless he allowed it. We know, she said softly. But fate chooses without asking. Kayla added, voice full of warmth. You are not alone. We will stand with you. We will protect you. Cerise nodded. And we will help you learn who you truly are. Evan closed his eyes. Part of him wanted to run. Part of him wanted to scream. But another part, the quieter, deeper part, felt something awakening inside him. A heat. A strength. A spark. He opened his eyes slowly, breathing hard. So what do I do now? He whispered. Lyra's glowing eyes met his. Now, Evan. You choose whether to fight for the galaxy. Or run from your destiny. The ship felt different now. Not calm, not peaceful. It vibrated with a quiet tension, like a held breath. Evan could feel it the moment he stepped out of the chamber. The halls glowed a deep red, not bright, but warning red, like the heartbeat of something preparing for danger. Lyra walked beside him, her expression tight, controlled. Kayla and Cerise followed close, whispering to each other in their soft musical language. Evan didn't understand their words, but he understood their tone. Something was coming, the Rylox, and it was coming fast. Evan finally spoke, breaking the heavy silence. What changed? Did something happen after I left the navigation core? Lyra nodded slowly. The Rylox fleet adjusted their course. They are moving toward this region of space. Evan felt cold. How fast? Kayla answered softly. Faster than they should be able to. They must have sensed your spark again. Evan clenched his fist. So just by being alive, I'm sending danger signals across the galaxy? Cerise shook her head gently. Not danger signals. Life signals. They seek the spark because they cannot create it. That doesn't make me feel better, Evan muttered. Lyra stopped walking and turned toward him. Her violet eyes glowed brighter, searching his face. Evan, we need your decision now. His chest tightened. My decision? Kayla stepped forward. You must choose if you want to fight with us. Or run alone. Evan stared at her. Run alone? That's suicide. Cerise nodded. Yes, but you asked for freedom. This is the only way we can honor it. Evan felt the walls closing in. So if I choose freedom, I die. If I choose you, I become something I don't understand. Lyra softened her voice. If you choose us, we will train you, protect you. We will stand beside you until the end. Evan shook his head in frustration. I didn't ask to be special. I didn't ask to be hunted. Kayla whispered, no one asks for destiny. The ship suddenly shook, a deep rumble passing through the halls like thunder. Evan grabbed the wall for balance. What was that? Lyra touched her wrist device. A hologram appeared, red dots moving fast on the edges of the map. Rylock scouts, she said. They have reached the outer sector. Evan felt the spark inside him flicker, warm, unsettling, alive. Cerise watched him carefully. Your energy responds to danger. That is good. It means you can learn to control it. He stared at his hands. What if I can't? Kayla stepped closer and placed her glowing palm near his chest, close enough for him to feel her gentle warmth. We believe you can. All three of us believe in you. No one had ever said something like that to him before, not like this, not with this much sincerity. The words hit him harder than any threat the Rylox could send. The ship shook again, harder this time. Alarms hummed softly. The red glow deepened. Lyra turned sharply. They found our trail. We are running out of time. Evan swallowed. So, my choice affects everyone now. Lyra nodded. Yes, your choice will decide if we fight together or die apart. Evan looked at the three alien women, their glowing eyes, their steady courage, the fear they hid beneath calm faces. They weren't perfect. They weren't gods. They were warriors doing everything they could to protect their people, their ship. And him. He thought about Earth, his family, the billions who didn't even know they were in danger. Maybe it didn't matter that he never wanted this. Maybe what mattered was what he chose now. He took a shaky breath. If I stay, if I fight, what happens next? Lyra stepped forward slowly, her voice quiet and powerful. Then you become one of us. We train you to control your spark. We face the Rylox together. And maybe we change the future. Evan felt something settle in his chest, a strange calm in the middle of chaos. But before he could speak, a loud alarm shattered the air. The ship lights turned dark red. Cerise gasped. The Rylox fleet just warped into detection range. Kayla shouted, multiple ships. Too many to outrun. Lyra turned to Evan, her face lit by the red warning glow. Evan, we need your answer, now. Evan stared at the map, dozens of enemy ships closing in, glowing bright with deadly energy. His heart pounded. His hands trembled. The spark inside him burned like a small star trying to break free. He opened his mouth and the entire ship shook violently, throwing him to the floor. Lyra grabbed his arm. Evan, decide. Trust us or doom us. Evan looked into her glowing eyes and finally made his choice, but before he could speak it out loud, the lights went out, the ship roared, and a massive shadow appeared on the screen. A Rylox warship, enormous, terrifying, already charging its weapon. Evan's eyes widened. The final choice would have to wait, because the first shot was already coming.